Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about every single book I read in January. I have 9 books here in total. 2 or 3 of them are audiobooks, but the rest are actual like physical books. I'm really bad at giving plot lines, but for some, like for context, I'll try to give you like 1 or 2 lines of what the book is about in case you're interested. Before we get into the books that I read this year, make sure you subscribe so we can be friends. Here's everything I read in January. Well, the first book that I read and finished in January, I'm going in order of like what I finished. So yeah, first book I read and finished was Invisible Girl by Lisa Jewell. This was really good. I could not put it down. I just looked it up. It's classified as a thriller suspense novel, and it definitely did that. I don't know if I said this, but I could not put it down. Like, I had to get to the end and I had to finish it. I loved Lisa Jewell's writing. Like I said, I couldn't put it down. I just wanted to keep going. And another thing I liked about it was that in the second part, there's a point of view change between 3 different characters. And I really, really love a good point of view change, which is a similar theme to a lot of the books that I have here. Yeah, and I also thought the characters were really well developed. And I liked that like change in hearing from 3 different characters. So would recommend this. Pick this up if you need a good quick mystery. The next book that I read is a little bit of a cheat. I will admit, I can't lie to you. It's My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell. The reason why it's a little bit of a cheat novel is because I started the first third of it last summer, so like in June, July of 2020, and I had to put it down because if you don't know what the context of this book is, it does contain a lot of like sexual abuse, and like he's a very the man in this book is a very manipulative man. If you don't know what it's about, it's basically a girl named Vanessa and her relationship with her teacher, and it goes from like another thing I like about the story is that it goes back and forth between like 2002 or whatever it is when she's in high school and she's experiencing this, and then it goes forward to like 2017 or something when she's an adult woman and still going through this. So I really liked that change, that back and forth of like years to see how she's dealing with this. I recommend this really lightly because the content is really difficult, so don't feel like you have to read this. If like you don't like the content, like you're not missing anything, so I recommend it lightly. The writing is really, really good, and the story is so heartbreaking. Like, I just care for Vanessa so much throughout the story. Like, you just really want the best for her, so that's another thing that really like I liked about this book. And yeah, I'll leave it there. It was a good book, but it's a little bit of a difficult read. The next book was my first audiobook of the year, and this book I am so passionate about. I think I talk about it like every single day. It's called Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker, I believe. I'll have a picture beside me so that you know. The reason I loved the audiobook so much is, firstly, it's narrated by a British man, so everything sounds like so much smarter. I also loved the book because it has like scientific facts about sleep. There's so many different like things that the author touches on, like your circadian rhythm, what happens when you're in REM sleep, the way that like your body naturally produces melatonin, and the way like caffeine and supplements like sleeping pills affects your body. So it was really educational read. I cannot stop talking about this book. This is such a good book that it made me want to fix my sleep schedule. And because I audiobooked it, I want to buy the physical book so that way I can go through it and there's like diagrams in it. Yeah, this was something that I would reread again, and I highly recommend it to literally everyone. It is such a good book. That being said, because I did audiobook this, if you haven't seen my how to read more video, I will link that down below as well. The next book that I read was Anxious People by Frederick Bachman. I was really confused about this, and honestly I saw that this book gets like 5-star reviews on like Indigo and like Goodreads and stuff. It gets really good reviews, and I get why people like it, but to be quite honest, I was confused during the whole thing. I don't know if it's because it's not what I expected, it to be. It wasn't terrible, like I still finished it and I still wanted to get to the end. I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I was gonna. It does have a really good ending, and I understand like the ending and the moral and the point of the book. I see why people like it, but I was just kind of disappointed by it. Like I don't really know what I was expecting going into it, so yeah, I would still recommend it. Like it was a good book, and maybe you might like it more than me. It just wasn't something that was like it was a little disappointing. The next book I have is another audiobook, and I listened to this one in the morning. It was Girl Stop Apologizing by Rachel Hollis, and it was basically about how to achieve your goals and how to like stop getting in your own way. She talks about like excuses that we all make, and like how to kickstart your goals and actually be motivated, different like tips and tricks and like all these things. The audiobook is narrated by Rachel Hollis, so it sounds like she cares about you. It sounds like she's your friend, like talking to you. It was just your typical nonfiction book. It was really motivating. I listened to it in the morning or like on a walk. Oh my god, like I ate a salad for lunch and I put like cracked black pepper in it, and I think that's why like it's in my throat. Okay, I'm done my episode. I forgot where I was, but basically I would recommend the Rachel Hollis book. I don't know if I would have paid money for it, so I'm happy I audiobooked it. But for anyone looking to like achieve their goals and all these things, like something motivational, which is really good to read right now, I would recommend this book. So this next book is The Guest List by Lucy Foley. And again, we have another mystery thriller book. I would say this is more of like a drama mystery, but yeah, basically it's about a wedding and then somebody gets murdered, but somebody on the guest list is the murderer. This was really good. I loved the drama between characters. Like it says that everyone has a secret and everyone has a motive. The secrets in this book, the tea, wow. I was in it for the drama. I cared a lot more about like the drama than the mystery, to be honest. I figured it out really quickly, but that didn't stop me from reading the book. I wanted to get to the end, and it was still an amazing read. There's 5 different guests that we get different perspectives from, so it changes between the 5 people. It's pretty easy to keep up with because each character is pretty different, and it reminds you of who each character is like underneath their name every single time, so you don't forget. Oh, also there's a bookmark in it because my mom's reading it. I told her to read it because it was really good. I couldn't put this down either. Like the first day, I think I read 75 pages in one sitting. And also the characters are really well developed. Like they all have their own story, and like it all intertwines together, and it's really well done. So definitely pick this up. It's a popular book for a reason. So the next book I have is A Study in Charlotte by Brittany Cavallero, and I'll give you a little bit of like plot synopsis because this is necessary. This series, it's a series, so this is the first book, and it's like a spin-off of like the Sherlock Holmes series. So in this case, it's Charlotte Holmes and James Watson, and they're in high school and they're solving mysteries and all of that stuff. The problem with this book was I stopped caring about the mystery and I started caring more about whether Charlotte and Jamie were gonna get together. I really enjoyed Charlotte Holmes's character. I like that she's a female. I really think that's a nice, like, it's a cool twist for sure. I loved her character and like seeing the way she thinks about things and like the way that she's able to solve mysteries. That stays really true to the Holmes like character, like Sherlock. I did not appreciate that the chapters are really long. It was cute. Basically, the summary is that I ship Charlotte and Jamie, and that's it. The next book is an audiobook. It's the last audiobook on the list, and it was So You Want to Talk About Race. I finally got around to getting to this book because it was in such popular demand last year, so I thought I should start January by actually getting to it. This was a really great book. It was really educational and a very valuable read. The author touches on so many different things like microaggressions, black hair, diversity in the media, what you can do as a white person to help, so many different things. She even like addresses race, not only like as her perspective as a black woman, but race in terms of like Asian people, brown people, everyone, like basically all the minorities. She acknowledges everyone. So yeah, I found this book was really educational, really heartbreaking at times, and it's just a must read for everybody. This is another one of those books that I would actually buy the physical copy of and read it again. Okay, so those are my 9 books. That's everything I read / audiobooked in January. If you want to follow me on Goodreads, I will leave the link down below so that we can be friends, and subscribe here so we can be friends. I'm making book videos now, or like sometimes, because reading is really the only thing that I'm doing, and I can't do cool vlogs downtown anymore, which sucks. I also feel like vlogging my life inside is kind of boring, so give me ideas of what I should do down below, because I'm really losing thought. But with that being said, thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you in my next video.